Resolutions are great, but pillars are better because they hold things up when life gets really hectic, which is why in 2026, our pillars are automate, delegate, eliminate, and simplify. And to kick off the new year right, I'm going to show you how to meal plan your entire year in just 1 hour. No, I'm not kidding. I'll show you how I do it. And if you're wondering why a therapist is talking about meal planning, it's because when you plan, it's a beautiful act of self-care. It helps you have more mental space and not carry as much of that cognitive load that we talk about. You can finally give your brain a break from that what's for dinner loop and finally start enjoying time with your family. So stick around and we're gonna change that pile of what's for dinner stress into a stress-free pillar of home life. And if you're wondering why meal planning is such a big deal, well, for most Catholic moms that I know, planning good, nutritious food for our family is kind of part of our mothering mission statement. In some ways, it's a pre-Eucharistic act of our faith. It's a time where we nourish the people that we love, we sit around the table, we break bread, and we get to know each other better. A simple meal can lead to grace and connection. And the studies back it up too. Kids who have regular family dinners have less anxiety, depression, and high-risk behaviors. In fact, family meals are linked with better self-esteem, better emotional well-being, better academic performance, better family relationships, and lower incidences of eating disorders. The Catechism reminds us that the family is the domestic church, and John Paul II often talked about the family table as a place of grace and communion. So let's get started. I'm going to share with you how I plan all of my family's meals for the entire year in just 1 hour.
Remember that Jesus ate simple shared meals, bread, fish, wine. This sacred is found in the ordinary when it is offered in love. Because I want to give you practical tools, remember I said my 2 touchstone words are simplify and automate? I'm going to give you my Google Calendar cheat sheet for how I have meal planned for the next 100 or so years. I'm not kidding. Here's how you do it. First, we're going to take a piece of paper, and there is one in your workbook. You're going to create buckets for each day. You don't need to cook every day. Figure out how many leftover days you have and put those in. What I mean by buckets is this. Maybe a bucket is how you prepare the meal. That every Monday is crock pot. Every Tuesday is Instapot. Every Wednesday is leftovers. Every Thursday is an oven or stove cooked meal. And every Friday is your air fryer. Or maybe buckets are the types of meal. Maybe every Monday is Italian. Every Tuesday is taco. Wednesday, leftovers. Every Thursday is Italian. Every Friday is a soup. It doesn't matter, but create buckets. This will help you. Now, make your family help. Print out a list of meals and ask them to circle what they like. You don't have to be the one to put all of this together. There are many sites online. I've also created some for your workbook for different buckets, just to give you a running list of ideas. And have your family circle the things that they like and then put those in each bucket. So if I'm using the bucket of how meals are prepared, then on Monday, I'm going to look for a crock pot meal and put it in. Tuesday, if that's air fryer, I'm going to look for an air fryer meal and I'm going to put it in. Here's what you do next. Open your Google Calendar. Create an event at a mealtime. So I put mine around when I know we're not going to have other events that may need those calendar spots. So honestly, sometimes I'll put mine at like 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. Not that we eat that late, but I know that space is going to be open. So you create an event. So Monday, I may put crock pot chili. Then in the notes of that event, I'm going to put the recipe. Here's where the magic happens. Google Calendar will allow you to create a repeat event. I suggest that you only make 2 weeks of meals and then repeat. So then I would say repeat every 2 weeks or repeat every 3 weeks. And that's it. Now, for however many years we look forward, I can tell you what we're eating on that night. And then I can have flexibility if things come up, or if suddenly chili is not what people like anymore, I can switch it out. But since I've already formatted it in the Google Calendar, then when I put a new recipe in its place, it's still going to have automated for all the years forward. Isn't that amazing? That is one thing that you can do. And if you want to eat off of that meal plan 1 week or that one day, that's perfect. But at least I know I've got a backup and I know something that we can eat. If you want to go a step further, you could also create a grocery list for that week and put it in an event on the Saturday before or the Sunday before.
I'm just going to jump in here and let you know that if you use H-E-B or Walmart grocery pickup, you can create shopping list. So you can create week 1 and have all of your ingredients for week 1 meals. It's literally click and go. All right, back to the module.
Here's the thing. When I say simplify and automate, that means don't ever do the same task twice. If you have created 3 weeks of meal planning and you've created 3 grocery list for those meals, I don't want you to have to do that over and over again. I want you to do it one time. I want you to put it in somewhere, and I want you to automate it. The reason I use Google Calendar is because I don't want to pay for an app. Simple is better. I can run most of my life with my Google Calendar, with my Google Drive, and with Apple Notes. That's just how it works. I have very few apps beyond that because some are fantastic. There is an app for everything, but that can be overwhelming. I also promised that I was going to help you with some of the leftover struggles. We know that families waste a lot of money on food. When I find them on sale on Amazon, I will get the meal prep containers. Yes, they can be between 20, 30, 40 cents each, but it is way less than throwing out all of that food. And so that's how I justify it, I guess, to myself. And what I do is whenever we're done with our meal, I'll take those out and we'll create little individual meals in those meal prep containers. And I will put those in the fridge because a lot of times leftovers don't get eaten because the idea of a leftover is not appetizing, or you don't want to take out all of the pans just to get 1 or 2 servings. It also makes your fridge look so much nicer because you don't have pans taking up a bunch of unused space when there's only 1 serving, and you can get those in the dishwasher, washed, and back in the cabinet. It is so much better on leftover night to be able to set out the already portioned meals. It doesn't feel like a leftover. And if you have a spouse or kiddos that take lunches, they can pull from that. I stopped having processed food for my kids when they came home that they could snack on and send them to the leftovers. And if they're hungry, then they will be happy to eat the meatballs and the rice from the day before yesterday. Also, if you get the meal prep containers, you can watch them on Amazon, and whenever they have their big sales and they become 30, 40% off, that's when I get them for the year. But now let's slow down. If you're using the workbook, you can pause and journal. And if you're listening, then just reflect in your heart. What part of meals brings me the most mental friction? What grocery habit could I simplify to free up mental space? What would my one sacred meal be this week? Or how would you put that into the routine so that you don't have to think about where it fits each week? We're going to simplify and automate. And how can I prepare it with peace, not pressure? Here's one more. When I feed my family, what do I want them to receive? Beyond the calories and nutrition, your answer may become a guiding vision behind your entire homemaking rhythm. Even planning 1 week and putting it on repeat is good enough. When you have more energy, you can change out those spots. Start slow, small changes, simplify, automate, 1 degree better each day with grace.
So if this little taste of survival mode homemaking was helpful to you, just know that it's one of over 18 modules in our survival mode homemaking course. In this course, we talk about everything from meal planning to creating peaceful routines to learning how to clean and delegate and automate, all when you're in survival mode, which can look different for so many families, whether it's just a time of high stress or after a miscarriage or grief, or maybe you have a chronic illness or neurodivergence like ADHD. There's lots of things that can lead families to feeling like they're living in survival mode. And I just thought that we needed a handbook for that because I couldn't find one when I was in survival mode. So this course is everything that I learned during that time to help my family thrive day to day. But now that you have all your meals planned, you may be asking, okay, so how do I keep the kids at the table? What do we say? Well, I've got you, sister, because I have created a free handout, which is 100 questions that you can talk about at the table with the littles, the middles, and the teens. And remember, this year at the Catholic Counseling Institute, instead of having multiple emails and landing pages, we have one free resource vault, which means 1 email, 1 login, 1 place to get all of our free resources. I will drop a link for that in the description, as well as a short video that shows you how it works. It's super simple, and be sure to check back there often because new resources like this one go up there each week. You will find these questions and all of our other free resources there. And just a heads up for what to expect at the Catholic Counseling Institute this year. After lots of prayer and discernment, we've decided that we would like to support the Catholic community by focusing on 2 big pillars. One of those being supporting family life, how to help moms, dads, and families with those external things like the planning and the scheduling, and all the internal things like what we say to ourselves or the fears that we bring to parenting. And our other big pillar of content is going to be supporting the Catholic community around all aspects of anxiety, whether that's general anxiety or scrupulosity or OCD. We are here to help. So thanks for hanging out with us today. I cannot wait to see all the wonderful things that God has planned this year for you and your family and at the Catholic Counseling Institute. I hope we'll be here to support you just like we did last year. I'm so excited to walk this journey with you. And remember, whether your family has simple meals or 7-course dinners, there's always room for you and your family on the Catholic couch.